And then we are going to hit for the knockout right here. Zen Force for 70, taking the second prize, bringing ourselves up to speed, forcing my opponent to find that the DCE, the last opponent in his hands, 249, and thank goodness it's not a Psychic deck. Oh, not a Psychic deck. I've been cutting out so many matches. I kept running into Psychic deck after Psychic deck after Psychic deck. You get what I'm trying to say here. It was it was fun to play, but I just want to showcase something else in a Psychic deck. I don't want to keep showcasing matches against Psychic decks. That's not fun for you, because it's basically all the same. It was mirror matches, or it was Trevenant, or it was Wobbuffet Bats, and they're basically the same kind of matches except for Trevenant. Trevenant is a bit more difficult since you're item locked and you cannot use the Spirit Links, but the other ones are basically the same. Try to evolve as fast and as much as you can, and that basically relies on finding your Spirit Links. So if you can't find your Spirit Links, you lose. If you find your Spirit Links, you win. That's how simple it is. And if your opponent plays Startling Megaphone, you lose as well, unless you can find your Eco Arm and can get back your Spirit Links, which I managed once and I didn't manage twice. So once it made me lose, once it didn't. We get a pretty good hand here. We are going to Skyla for an Ultra Ball, and then Ultra Ball for a Hoopa, discard the Sycamore and probably the Mega Pokemon, to be honest. And we'll Hoopa for 2 more Alakazams, and then also maybe, well, if you have 3 Alakazams I will take 3, but we don't. No, I'm just gonna go for 2 and nothing else. Keep 2 more spots on the bench. I will attach an energy to the Alakazam right there. And then I'm going to go for a Shaymin. Draw into 4 more cards. And what do we get? We get an Ultra Ball and a Spirit Link. Excellent. I'm going to try to scoop up the Shaymin. I can. So that if my opponent uses the Zoroark does less damage to our Alakazam-EX, and I'm going to end my turn right here. Hopefully we don't get end. We have a pretty good hand. I can Ultra Ball for a Mega Alakazam, and I can then Shaymin for some more cards, and then I can Sycamore, try to find some more Spirit Links and some more Mega Alakazams. There's a Zoroark. I don't know if we will see a stand-in. I'm not sure. It will hit for 100 damage. Oh no. Hex Maniac. Damn. That Hex Maniac. That's annoying. So we should not Mega Evolve right now. And so I won't Mega Evolve. What else do I do, however? I will just pass my turn, to be honest. I'm just gonna pass my turn. There's no way my opponent can knock us out in the next turn. So I'm just gonna pass my turn, and we are delayed by the Hex Maniac. Hopefully he doesn't find the VS Seeker. An energy onto the Zoroark, and will we see anything else? VS Seeker for Sycamore. Whew. Not a Hex Maniac. My opponent was probably thinking there, should I go with the Hex Maniac, should I maybe not? And there is a Zoroark. Zoroark could copy our Suppression, would do 30 to the Alakazam, that's it. What happened here? Oh. For some reason my browser opened up, that was kind of strange. And we get hit for an Oblivion Wing. So my opponent isn't opting to go with the stand-in right there. Puts Darkness Energy onto the Zoroark break, probably for the foul play if we use the Mega Alakazam. That makes me wonder, should I go with the Mega Alakazam even? I could just put 30 across the board and Mega Evolve on the bench here, so my opponent can't copy the attack from the Mega Alakazam. Whichever the case, is gonna be a knockout on my Alakazam here if my opponent stands in, so I think I shall Mega Evolve on the bench. get rid of the Wobbuffet, and maybe not. Maybe I want to keep the Wobbuffet. Maybe the N, and no, it's gotta be the Wobbuffet. I want to keep the stadium. I need the stadium to attack. And we shall grab a Mega Alakazam. We have another Wobbuffet anyways, and we can shuffle back the Wobbuffet with our Super Rod. So we shall Mega Evolve right here. Put 20 there, and then we shall also put 30 on the Yveltal, which we are not going to do any damage to with our suspension or suppression attack. Let's put down our stadium, and then let's use our Super Rod. I think might be a little bit prematurely to use it, but I feel like this might be the time here. And we shall draw into 5 more cards. Hopefully we can find another Spirit Link, and there is another Spirit Link. Can we maybe find an Ultra Ball as well? No Ultra Ball, but we do get a Devolution Spray. Let's grab the Devolution Spray. Devolve this Alakazam, and we shall evolve it once more. Put it on... yeah, I'm still going to go for the bench here, and we don't have a Spirit Link in the on the active anyways. And I'm gonna start putting it on the Zoroark there. Maybe we can knock it out just by evolving into Mega Alakazams. And I think it's time to power up this Mega Alakazam and go for a N, possibly N or Sycamore. Let's go with Sycamore. We have some energies in play. I'm okay with discarding the stadium. Eco Arm, Spirit Link, and nothing else. A pretty bad hand. So let's just hit for the suppression. 30 across the board. That is 60 on the Zoroark and 30 on the Zoroark break already. So we are actually knocking out any of my opponent's Pokemon now. Except for the Zoroark break. The Zoroark break, we cannot one-hit KO it with the Zen Force. We are hitting for 100 with the Zen Force right now. Muscle Band on the Zoroark break. And possibly a stand-in. I think now is the time for my opponent to stand in. Maybe not. Via Seeker for a Hex Maniac, so we will see an Hex Maniac. My opponent is going to prevent any other damage from Mega Evolutions. There is a stand-in for a knockout. Maybe I should have put 30 on that Mega Alakazam because I can't actually knock it out now. I can't knock it out. I could go for a Lysandre, however. But what is the point in that? I could knock out the other Zoroark. Let's have a look at this Trainers Mail. Devolve. Maybe I should just devolve. I think I actually will devolve and just put 30 across the board once again. There is no way the Zoroark can hit for the one-hit KO, so I think that is the play. We shall Devolution Spray. And then we shall attach to the bench. And do I want to use Lysandre? Not really. We'll just hit for the suppression for 30 across the board, and soon a knockout on both this Zoroark as well as the Yveltal right there. That's 2 prizes for us, but I think I need to deal with the Zoroark break first. Lysandre on our Shaymin. And that should not be a knockout on our Shaymin. Ah, yeah, it is actually. That is actually a knockout on our Shaymin. Oh, man. My opponent is down to 2 prizes, so he only needs to knock out 1 Alakazam. He is really close to knocking us out. I think I will go for a Lysandre now. Lysandre out the Yveltal right there. So I can put 30 on the Zoroark break on the bench. Let's put 30 on there. Bring it closer to the knockout, and we are going to hit for another suppression. This should give us 2 prizes, and then in the next turn we should be able to knock out the Zoroark break. The Yveltal is not really a threat. Let's attach another energy just to be sure that we can attack in the next turn if my opponent counters the stadium. Yeah, we can actually knock out both the Baby Yveltal and the Zoroark break with the suppression. We get a Sycamore and a VS Seeker, so my opponent needs to find a basic here. He needs to find a basic and try to pull off a little bit of magic. There is a target whistle for probably the Shaymin. Can he find a VS Seeker for a Lysandre? Or the Lysandre itself? An Ultra Ball. The target whistle would do it for my opponent. This is going to be a very important turn for us. Target whistle for the Shaymin, and he probably has the VS Seeker. Maybe not. Maybe not. Huh. He's Ultra Balling for Shaymin. If he runs Shaymin at all, there is a Shaymin. He needs to find a VS Seeker here. Benches an Yveltal, Muscle Band, so he's going to draw into 5 cards. That is going to be a lot of cards. He's going to be able to find that VS Seeker, I think. I just hope he misses it. I'm crossing my fingers. Another Yveltal. Fright Night Yveltal. And a pass of the turn, please. Muscle Band. That's okay. Ooh, he's preparing for a knockout somewhere. Oblivion Wing for 50. We need to find some scoop ups right now. We need to scoop up some Pokemon here. We need to scoop up that Shaymin, get it off our bench. We managed to stay alive. We actually managed to stay alive. Yeah, we need to find some scoop ups ASAP here. Let's attach one more energy there, and then I think I need to hit for the... I'm going to grab an N here, and my opponents, and myself. Could go with the Sycamore, but I'm going to risk the N. Hopefully we can find a scoop up. And no we do, no we don't, we just get an AZ. Oh boy. Let's see, can I move 30 damage somewhere? I'm probably going to retreat because this Alakazam is in knockout range, so I have to retreat unless I go for the suppression. I have to go for the suppression here, and then I just have to hope I can pick up the Shaymin with my AZ, that my opponent doesn't end us. Yeah, I'm going to go for the suppression, put 30 on the Fright Night Yveltal, take 2 prizes. Very, very tense game. We get the Super Scoop Up. Excellent, excellent. I'm gonna scoop up probably the Hoopa and the Shaymin and another Super Scoop Up. That explains why we didn't manage to draw into any. We will get hit for 60 and then 60 on the Shaymin, I imagine. No, I'm gonna scoop up the Alakazam actually if I can. I'm first gonna scoop up the Alakazam. If both scoop ups fail, I am going to have to AZ up the Shaymin and hope my Alakazam doesn't get Lysandre out. Because my opponent still has those 2 VS Seekers. Still does. Counter Stadium, that's okay. We have powered up our Mega Alakazam. Mega Alakazam can hit for the 1-hit KO on this Yveltal with the Fright Night. So my opponent will need to prepare another attacker. But with 60 on the Alakazam here, my opponent can knock it out with an Oblivion Wing, with a Muscle Band. Unless we find a Mega Alakazam for it. And starts powering up a Zoroark as well. 3 Zoroark in the discard pile though. Does my opponent have a 4th one? A VS Seeker for a Hex Maniac. Oh boy, that Hex Maniac is a big problem for us. There it is, 70 from the Black Spear because of the stadium. Okay, now is the moment of truth for us. Can we scoop up this Alakazam? We do scoop up the Alakazam. Can we scoop up the Shaymin as well? If we do, we have the advantage and we scoop up the Shaymin as well. Look at that. So I'm going to just hit for the Zen Force for the knockout, and I'm also going to bench this Alakazam again. Start powering it up. And that leaves my opponent with a little to do here. The only thing he can do is hit for a Oblivion Wing or a Mind Jack, but both don't do a lot of damage. Can go for X-Maniac for sure. There is a Druddigon and a pass of the turn. Wow, the game really turned around here. I might as well bench another Alakazam, and I'm going to try to look for the Spirit Links. I'm going to bench my stadium. All I need is some Mega Alakazams. Attach one more energy here. Yeah, I need 2 Mega Alakazams and a Spirit Link. I can bench the Absol. No, I'm just gonna go with my Sycamore. I think that's the safest play. Just hit the Sycamore. We have 2 more Ultra Balls. So with those Ultra Balls we should be able to find our Mega Alakazams. And it looks like I disconnected. I'm not sure why. I am still connected to the internet here. Why is my Sycamore not doing anything? Oh, there he goes. Wow, finally. I was a little bit worried. We don't get a Mega Alakazam. However, I can grab one with this Ultra Ball. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a Mega Alakazam with the Ultra Ball. Discard an AZ and the Wobbuffet. The Wobbuffet is not going to be very useful. Put 30 on the Zoroark. And then in the next turn we can Lysandre out that Zoroark. If my opponent pulls off another Lysandre play and target whistle, then he can actually win the game with the Zoroark, but he needs a lot of cards to do that and he doesn't have anything in his hand, so we'll just hit for the Zen Force for 70. And that's 2 Pokemon ready for the knockout. I don't think my opponents can do anything here. Could grab an AZ or something like that, but how do you AZ up 2 Pokemon? Yeah, I don't think there's any way for my opponent to come back now. It was a very, very close call. That one turn where my opponent missed out on a VS Seeker, that was very decisive. A very, very decisive turn. Sycamore for 7 cards. And there is the Zoroark. We'll probably see an energy attachment as well. And then a stand-in. Floatstone. How many energies are in my opponent's discard pile? 5 and 3. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. But I think my opponent runs 10. Oh, and retreats into the Druddigon. So he's hanging on in there. But we have our VS Seeker for the Lysandre. I think the Lysandre is in the discard pile. Yes, it is. So we are just going to Lysandre out that Zoroark because it was the biggest threat. We want to knock it out as the final Pokemon. And that's it. GG for my opponent. What a game. This could have gone either way, really. We managed to pull it off. If we would have a rematch, my opponent could manage to pull it off. I loved this match. I really loved it. It was a ton of fun. And I think it was nice to play against a non-psychic deck for once. Just to showcase how it runs against non-psychic decks. Now let's have a look at the stats. It's 870 damage dealt versus 510 for my opponent. Alakazam-EX MVP versus Zoroark Break. Cards drawn 43 versus 49 for my opponent. And our biggest attack 100 versus 150. 100 is actually pretty low for Alakazam-EX or Mega Alakazam. Typically Alakazam can hit for 300 or even 500 or more. Anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed today's episode with Mega Alakazam, and stay tuned for an extra episode tomorrow that is not within my regular upload schedule. I hope you have a truly Karptastic day, and I will see you then.
Karp, 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 Karp.